I hereby conclude we in here. This is a back day. Now, this is a hammer strength pullover. Y'all may be familiar with this. I'm starting this off. The first time I actually used a Lat Pullover machine that worked for me. I have never used the knotless kind, but this is the hammer strength version. And if you know, hammer strength was designed, I believe, by one of the sons of Arthur Jones. So that's why hammer strength hits, right? They make all them leverage machines. And let me tell you, this was awesome, right? The stretch, get that nice stretch of the lats, go all the way down, hold it, contract against those lat fibers that produce the Christmas tree in the back when you get that nice squeeze. Now, this is just a warm-up set. I did do 4 sets. I'm only showing you guys the warm-up sets of the exercise because, well, you don't need to see me go through a whole hour-long workout. We did that with the previous series. Y'all just need to see what I'm doing now, and I'll explain it. Did this to warm up the lats. Moved on to the lat pull down. With this, I actually use, this is not a mag grip, though they do have some mag grips there. This is a knockoff version, but for me, it actually works better because the other ones tend to hurt my wrist. I don't know why. If you can see, my wrists are pretty small. Now, I do have pictures following the development of my back over the last few months. So, not in this video, but maybe towards the end of the summer or even towards the end of my cut, which is not even going to start until like August. I'll post those pictures up in a video, and I'll show you guys also my alternate back day video. So this one's going to be more of a lat focus for the most part. And then I alternate weeks in which I do the barbell rows, but I do them to the chest, pronated, so that I can hit that lower trap rhomboid region, build that up, and then I also do other movements to hit that area. So with that lat pull down, I felt that all in the lats. Here, I'm doing this because usually I would do dumbbell rows. However, one, didn't feel like grabbing those dumbbells on this particular day because this day would actually be also my lat focus and my light day. That way I give my back a break because, as I said in the other video, I do have some issues with herniated disc, and that's a whole nother story. Well, a whole other story. But this felt really well. You know, I was able to grab it, contract, drive the shoulders back, really get those lats firing. It felt pretty good. Stretch the lats on the way down. As you pull back, drive back with the shoulders, or well, drive back with the elbows, and really pull that contraction. All right, don't pull with your hands, don't pull with your arms. Drive those elbows back. Here is a high lat pull, right? And with this, obviously, you're going to get that nice stretch in the lats and pull it down. And I kind of been simulating these working out at home when I was doing my back workouts at home on my functional trainer. Just doing a slightly different exercise. It's also a popular knotless machine that you probably have saw or seen Terrence Ruffin use, which kind of does a similar job. But with this, not only am I getting the stretch in the lats when I pull down, but I am kind of hitting those teres a little bit, which is an issue, which is an area I do want to bring up. But at the same time, this really lets me hit also my lats. So again, I started with the weight a little bit lower, pyramided up. Everything was 3 to 4 sets. Though with these exercises today, everything that was a back movement was 4 sets. And as you can see, I'm really letting the weight set in to get that stretch. Holding some water on this day, so you guys probably noticed that. If you're looking at my arm, it's looking a little watery. No problem, it was hot. Hot in this gym though, so I was sweating at some point. Sweated it right on out. This was a machine that I have never used, so you're going to see me. I haven't used a lot of the other ones, but this one, Cybex Machine, I was using this to target that rhomboid lower trap region. However, I never used it. And this had an issue where if the pen would kind of click, but when I would start using it, it would fall forward, which was not fun. So I was doing this. It actually felt pretty heavy and hard, which is what I like about the machine, because it wasn't one of those light feeling ones. You actually felt like you were doing some work. You may have noticed it skipped a little bit up forward. And then it had a feature to where you can grab it up top to hit the rear delts. And when you pull it, you separate it like you're about to see me demonstrate here. And what happens when you do that, you really get a nice contraction. So, man, my rear delts were definitely getting nice, thick, and juicy on this particular day, and I had no qualms about it. Okay. See, I tried to actually use that feature on the rows. It didn't work. Tried to pull it apart, because as you pull, you separate it. Didn't work. That's when I realized it's only for the rear delts. But I had to try. All right. Just looking at the camera, because now I'm going into the rear demo. You see the difference here? Pull it, separate it. So pretty much what I ended up doing was just supersetting this. So I did my pull for the back, then I would move my hands up and move in at ease. And let me tell you, this was actually slightly awkward and also slightly heavy. This is a Cybex machine. So if you know anything about like Cybex, hammer strength, Icarian, all of those are old school 90s bodybuilding machines. Honestly, I think that they have taken all of the best patents on everything. And now the machines that they make, most of them just don't hold a candle to them. Now, there's still stuff like Atlantis and Arsenal's a newer brand. Strive was purchased relatively recently by Prime, I believe. So they have a lot of their stuff. But for the most part, all these other machines, like if it wasn't made in the 90s, they're not hitting the way that all these legendary companies are hitting. Because I'm pretty sure they got all the best patents straight away, and then they took them. So unless you're in cahoots with them, unless you're in line with them, unless you got some sort of deal with them, your stuff is going to be subpar for the most part. There's also brands like Panada and all that, which are pretty decent, but there's no Panada around here. This is not Italy. Woo, you can't even see this, but this is me hitting the rear delts with the reverse fly on the pec machine. This is a pec fly machine, not a pec deck. A pec deck is slightly different, which, if you guys are unaware, I'm having a home gym series. I actually have both a pec fly machine and a pec deck. So I will be talking about both of those probably in the same video and demonstrating the difference, because they have stories that are intertwined. So please subscribe for that. And as always, comments in the description with any questions you may have. How you going to act?